the idea of a legend is something that sure as hell never came across my desk, because I would not have a single thing to do with that. I want to welcome you. I think that this is probably one of the most significant celebrations that I've had anything to do with when it comes down to trial skills. If you go back to the 1960s, there were no programs in any law schools, anywhere, that teach people how to be trial lawyers. The way you did it was to mentor with somebody that hung around the courthouse all the time, or go to the courthouse and just watch other people do it. And that's the way you learn. And in the late 1960s, Chief Justice Warren Burger of the United States Supreme Court gave a speech before the American Bar Association. And in that speech, he expressed grave concern over the competence and lack of training of trial lawyers. As the direct result of that, the American Bar Association, the American College of Trial Lawyers, and I believe 2 or 3 other organizations formed a task force to sit down and try and brainstorm and figure out what in the heck to do about that problem and how to do it. And the resolution was the creation of NITA. And Jim Kerrigan, Judge Kerrigan, was one of the original people that was involved in planning and setting up NITA. The trial model that NITA uses, that you all know about, is not just reading a book or getting up and hearing a lecture. It is getting in there and doing it. It is to create a trial experience, a lasting trial experience. And NITA grew. And it's grown to be the leading trial advocacy program in the United States. And in fact, we have programs now in various countries outside of the United States, but the neatest thing is the fact that every single specialty within the trial practice has programs in NITA. And every single aspect of trial advocacy is in a NITA program somewhere at some time. And very important is the fact that NITA has programs for everybody, without regard to where you're located, without regard to what your income is. If you want to get into a NITA program and you're in law school or you're licensed to practice law, you can do it. And that's the beautiful thing about it. A few of the people that you'll recognize that have been instrumental in the creation of NITA and the ongoing development of NITA are Robert Keaton, author, advocate, and jurist; Prentice Marshall, who is internationally known as a jurist; and Jim Kerrigan. One of the interesting things is he is a man, truly a man for all seasons. He has done unbelievable things. He has written, he's been a law school professor, he's been a trial lawyer, plaintiff personal injury attorney, and in fact, that's how I first met him. We came up against each other several times. And a jurist on the Colorado Supreme Court and the U.S. District Court. And he has continued to make a major contribution to NITA. Bill Neighbors. Judge Neighbors, the first time I ever met him, I tried a lawsuit in front of him. And he used to periodically show us his cowboy boots, which were patches of different colored leather. And he had a big pocket knife, and he'd use it to whittle on stuff up at the bench, but it was really like trying a case in the Old West. And this gentleman has done unbelievable things. He was part of the original NITA faculty and has continued doing that every year ever since then. He received the Keaton Award for excellence in terms of faculty, the best of the best in the United States. And he's an amazing man. John Baker, who cut his teeth on a NITA program in Boulder, Colorado, as a student, and became so enamored with it, he started teaching as soon as he could get enough cases under his belt to do it. He started teaching and was a magnificent teacher. And he has worked his way up through the system and is now the president of the National Institute of Trial Advocacy. Mark Caldwell, a gentleman who has devoted his entire legal career to NITA and what NITA stands for. Peter Hoffman is somebody I wish was here. And he is literally the best damn instructor I ever saw in my life. And he's been with NITA to begin with. The bottom line is that the most important people are you. And the fact, what you do, what you represent, what you give to NITA and to our profession is just amazing. And most of you, in fact, the vast majority of faculty members in NITA are not paid. And they volunteer, they give their genius, and they give their time. And because of that, they stand for the badge of excellence, which is NITA. Thank you.